You're going about your business and someone comes up to you and serves a summons and complaint or a lawsuit on you. How much time do you have to respond in a California state lawsuit? Hi, I'm Frank Nunes. I'm a California civil trial attorney practicing law in the state of California. Generally, all lawsuits must be served on the party being sued in order for them to have due process or know about the case. It just makes sense. The question is, how much time does a person who is sued have to respond to the lawsuit? The short answer in California courts is 30 days from the date of service. So you calculate 30 days from when the party is served, and that's when a written response must be filed with the court, state court in California, and served on all the parties that you're aware of that are in the lawsuit. The wrinkles come in depending on the way the party is served. The most common type of service is personal service. Somebody standing in their front yard, watering their lawn, person they don't recognize comes up, asks their name, they say, yes, that's me. And the process server hands them papers, personally served right then and there on the spot. In those situations, the time to respond to a lawsuit runs 30 days from that time that they are served. Less common way is substituted service, and typically that can be done on a person if they cannot personally serve that person, or if they've made several attempts to do so and those attempts, despite their best efforts, have been unsuccessful. The most common way this happens is the process server will return to that person's residence or business and ask if that person is available. They're usually told they're not available, they're not there, and the process server will leave the summons and complaint, or lawsuit as it is often called, with a person who appears to be competent and in charge of what is going on at that location. The process server then goes back to his or her office and mails a copy of those same documents to the party that was served at the address where service was done. In that situation, you get an extra 10 days for service to be deemed complete. So you have 40 days from the date of mailing to file a written response with the court in California and to serve the other parties. The last and least common and least preferred way of service is by publication. And this is very seldom granted, but when it's just absolutely impossible to serve this person and the party who wants to serve them with papers has demonstrated they cannot be located, they've checked all these different information databases, they've checked all these different records, they've looked everywhere high and low for this person, and despite all this diligence, they still can't find the person to serve them. In those situations, the party going forward with a lawsuit can ask the judge for permission to serve that party by publication. And it's just as it sounds. A copy of the lawsuit is printed in a newspaper of general circulation, one which is generally read by many people, and it is run in the newspaper at a minimum once a week for 4 consecutive weeks. At the end of that 4th week of publication of the lawsuit, then the lawsuit is deemed to be served on that person, and the 30 days commences from that point going forward. Now, there can be different instances for businesses. Substitute service on somebody in a business capacity can be accomplished without as many attempts to go to that person's office if simply the person is unavailable. But as a general rule, those are the main ways to serve individuals in California state court cases. Well, that's it for today's video on how long you have to respond to a lawsuit in California. By the way, if you found this information helpful, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Why? So you can continue to get great new content every time we post another great educational video. And if you have questions, I want you to pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your questions. I answer questions like this every day. You can reach me at 559-436-0850. I'm Frank Nunes, and thanks for watching.